Imagine walking down Main Street, right? And you see this shop with a beautifully painted, completely professional sign out front.
Right, the kind that just draws you right in.
Exactly. It catches your eye, you walk through the door, but immediately things are just, well, they're wrong.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
Right. Like there are absolutely no price tags on anything. The aisles are basically a maze of just unmarked cardboard boxes.
Sounds like a nightmare.
It is. The hours of operation aren't posted anywhere, and the person standing behind the counter is just, staring blankly at the wall, unable to answer a single question.
Yeah, I mean, you turn right around and walk out. Literally no one is pulling out their wallet in that kind of environment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the reality is, for years, a lot of businesses have been getting away with the digital equivalent of that exact messy store.
Oh, absolutely. They really have.
Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're taking a stack of recent, honestly incredibly dense marketing intelligence from sources like The Verge, Digiday, TechCrunch, and Axios.
Heavy hitters, yeah.
Yeah, and we are distilling it specifically for you, the small business owner.
Mm.
We're getting into the mechanics of where digital marketing is heading right now without, requiring a computer science degree to actually understand it.
Which is so important because the urgency here is real. I mean, the grace period for having a messy digital storefront, as you called it, that's over.
Completely over.
Right. And while the technology we're looking at today is changing rapidly, the businesses that survive this shift aren't the ones finding clever new ways to game the algorithms.
So no more weird SEO hacks.
Exactly. No, they're the ones focusing on hyper-clear fundamentals. It's back to basics, but on a structural level.
Well, let's get straight into the mechanics of why that is, starting with a recent breakdown from The Verge regarding how Google is, fundamentally transforming search ads.
This is a huge
It
one.
really is. For the longest time, search ads were just simple static sponsored links, right? Someone searched local plumber, your link popped up, they clicked it, boom.
Right, a very linear transaction.
Yeah, but Google is now turning these into generative AI-assisted conversations.
And that is a massive shift in user experience. I mean, the AI is now designed to offer an ask a question experience right inside the ad unit itself.
So they don't even have to click over to your site immediately.
Exactly. So instead of just clicking a link to browse your website, the user can ask the AI highly specific questions about your products. And the AI will pull information directly from your website to generate a curated real-time response.
Wow.
Yeah, it can even route users straight to a contact form without them ever having to, navigate your site menus.
Okay, that sounds incredibly convenient for the user, but let's look at how this mechanically works for the business. Because this AI isn't a human reading your website.
No, not at all.
It's an algorithm parsing the underlying structure of your pages. It is looking for structured data markup, clear headers, explicit facts.
Right, it needs the data spoon-fed to it.
Right. So if your website is that messy store we just talked about, if your pricing is hidden in a massive, unreadable paragraph of text, or your service area isn't explicitly defined, that AI salesperson is going to completely fail the open book test.
That is exactly the vulnerability right there. The AI relies entirely on the clarity of your public facts. If it crawls your site and cannot definitively confirm, say, whether you offer emergency weekend service or what your starting rates are, it will not guess. It won't try to figure it out. It will simply bypass you entirely and generate a beautiful, comprehensive answer for your competitor who actually has their data structured cleanly.
Oh, wow. So you just vanish.
Vague websites are going to become entirely invisible in this new interface.
So the winning move here isn't, hiring some expensive agency to try and trick the language model.
No, definitely not.
The winning move is treating your website like a literal database of facts.
Yeah.
Like you said, you need to spoon-feed this AI.
Yes, exactly.
If someone asks, does this bakery do gluten-free wedding cakes for under $500? You need your site architecture to clearly answer yes, display the price, and provide the booking link so the AI can just serve it up instantly.
Precisely. You are optimizing for an AI crawler's comprehension now, not just human aesthetics. It has to make sense to the machine first.
Right. But, if we're handing over the actual customer interaction to an AI agent, it leads to a much more concerning question about control.
Yeah, the budget side of things.
Exactly. According to a recent piece in Digiday covering Google Marketing Live 2026, there is a major, major trust problem brewing. Because the platforms don't just want AI to answer the customer's questions. They want these AI agents to autonomously manage your ad budget.
And that is causing significant friction across the industry right now. I mean, the debate isn't about whether machine learning can process data faster than a human media buyer. It obviously can.
Sure.
The debate is about transparency. Marketers are being asked to hand over total budget control to systems that essentially operate as black boxes. And the auditability of where those dollars are actually going, well, it simply hasn't caught up.
Right, and as a small business owner, I got to tell you, that lack of auditability is terrifying.
Oh, I bet. It should be.
Because when a giant tech platform suggests I turn on, quote, automated ad recommendations, my immediate thought is that this algorithm is engineered to maximize the platform's revenue, right? Not my profit margin.
That is a very fair suspicion.
If an automated system is simply optimizing for engagement or just getting clicks, it's going to find the absolute cheapest, lowest content clicks available just to hit its quota.
Yep. It'll take the path of least resistance.
Right. It'll show my ads on random mobile games or to bots, completely drain my budget, and then send me a report telling me it did a great job.
And that is a very real danger. Automation without strict mechanical guardrails is a fast track to burning cash. The AI doesn't inherently understand your business model.
Right.
If you don't define exactly what a profitable customer looks like, it will chase those proxy metrics like clicks or impressions all day long.
So, practically speaking, how do we actually establish those guardrails? How do we leash the AI so it works for us rather than just enriching the platform?
By heavily investing in tight, bottom-of-the-funnel conversion tracking, specifically offline conversions.
Okay, break that down for me.
Sure. So you cannot just track when someone clicks a submit button on your site. You need to feed data back into the ad platform when a lead actually turns into a paying customer in your CRM.
Ah, okay. So closing the loop.
Exactly. This is called value-based bidding. You are essentially telling the algorithm, hey, do not go find me 1,000 random clicks. Go find me 5 more people who match the exact behavioral profile of this specific customer who just spent $1,000 with us.
Wow. Okay. So you have to train the model on your actual revenue, not just these vanity metrics.
Exactly. And you still need a human in the loop, too. You have to review the search terms the AI is bidding on to ensure it hasn't completely drifted off course.
Treat the AI like a brilliant but reckless intern.
That is the perfect way to look at it. You want their processing speed, right? But you absolutely do not hand them the company credit card without reviewing their strategy first.
Which really brings up a larger systemic issue. If we can't fully trust the ad platform's black boxes to manage our targeting and our budgets, we really have to look at how the entire data ecosystem is shifting right now.
Yeah, the ground is moving under our feet.
It really is.
Yeah.
Axios recently reported on a massive merger in the ad tech space. The Publicis Group acquiring LiveRamp. And for context, for everyone listening, LiveRamp is essentially an identity resolution platform.
Right. And what that means mechanically is that they specialize in taking fragmented data like, say, a hashed email address or a phone number and matching it to a user's behavior across the internet in a completely privacy-compliant way.
So when one of the world's largest advertising agencies spends an absolute fortune acquiring an identity resolution infrastructure, that sends a very clear signal.
Oh, a massive signal.
The third-party cookie is effectively dead. And the massive corporations realize that renting targeting data from Google or Apple is a huge strategic liability now.
Wow.
They're hoarding their own deterministic data infrastructure.
They're building their own closed ecosystems. And this trend is accelerating because, as TechCrunch recently pointed out, user behavior is fundamentally fracturing.
How so?
Well, people are noticing that traditional search results feel cluttered with SEO spam.
Oh, yeah. Like when you search for a recipe and have to read a novel first.
Exactly. So they're actively seeking alternatives. They are appending the word Reddit to all their searches to find real, actual human answers, or they're bypassing traditional search entirely and using AI wrappers or specialized tools. The singular monopoly on how people find things online is breaking apart.
Which means if you are a small business owner who relies entirely on one platform's algorithm, say Google, to drive 100% of your revenue, your foundation is sitting directly on a fault line.
It's incredibly precarious.
So the massive corporations are buying up whole continents of data to protect themselves from this fragmentation. A small business, obviously, can't buy a continent.
No, probably not in the budget.
Right. But we have to build our own equivalent, right? We need to build a A first-party data fortress.
That's the exact strategy. You don't need a multi-million-dollar identity resolution platform like LiverAmp. You just need to obsess over capturing clean, owned, first-party data at every single touch point.
And mechanically, when we say first-party data, we're talking about the data a customer explicitly hands over to you.
Correct. It is the email address they use to download a guide. It is the phone number they provide for a text message discount code. It is their purchase history in your point of sale system.
Things you actually own.
Yes. And the physical addresses you collect for delivery. It is the data that no algorithm update can ever take away from you.
Because if Google completely changes how its AI serves local businesses tomorrow, or if Facebook ad costs suddenly triple, but you have a segmented list of 10,000 past customers that you can email directly for literally a fraction of a cent, you have an unparalleled safety net.
It creates resilience. When you own the relationship via direct channels, you aren't beholden to the tech giants anymore.
Right.
You also need to diversify the roads leading to that fortress. That means cultivating direct traffic through brand awareness, building a presence on video platforms, securing robust local directory listings, and driving referral traffic. If the main highway gets blocked by an algorithm change, you need back roads that still bring customers to your door.
Okay, so we've established the necessity of cleaning up our site architecture for AI agents, building strict guardrails around our ad spend, and capturing our own data.
Yep, the trifecta.
But, tracking the performance of all these moving parts is usually where the things fall apart for people.
Oh, completely. It gets overwhelming fast.
Right. So Search Engine Land recently published this highly technical breakdown on how to build custom SEO workflows using tools like Claude Code integrated with Google Search Console.
It's a fascinating piece.
It is, but I'll be honest. For a small business owner who doesn't have a developer on staff to write Python scripts, how do we practically apply an LLM to our search data without our eyes completely glazing over? Keep it stupid simple for me.
It's a great question because the premise of that article sounds super intimidating, but the application is incredibly accessible. You really don't need to write a single line of code.
Okay, phew.
Right. The value of an LLM like Claude in this scenario is that it can do the heavy data analysis that used to require complex spreadsheet pivot tables and VLOOKUP apes.
Stuff nobody wants to do.
Exactly. All you need to do is export your raw data from Google Search Console as a basic CSV file, upload it directly into Claude, and literally just prompt the AI to filter the data into a lightweight 4-part weekly dashboard.
Oh, wow. So we're basically using the AI as an incredibly fast, very cheap data analyst.
That's exactly it.
So what are the 4 specific views we are prompting it to find in that raw CSV data?
Okay, view number 1. Ask the LLM to identify which pages are gaining impressions.
Gaining impressions, okay.
Right. Mechanically, this means finding the URLs that are suddenly showing up more frequently in search results, even if they aren't getting actual clicks yet. This is your radar. It tells you what topics or services Google's algorithm thinks you are suddenly relevant for.
Got it. View 1 is the leading indicator of organic traction. Like, hey, we're showing up here.
Exactly.
What's the second view?
View 2 is the inverse. You ask it to isolate pages that are actively losing clicks week over week.
Oh, the red flags.
Yes. This is your early warning system. It could mean a competitor just published a better guide, or the search intent shifted, or, going back to our earlier point, an AI overview is now answering the question right in the search results so users don't need to click your link anymore.
Right, they get the answer and leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need to know exactly where the leaks are in your site so you can update that content.
Okay, so view 2 is patching the leaky buckets. What is view 3?
View 3 is finding high impression pages with weak click-through rates.
Okay, so lots of views, no clicks.
Right. This happens when a page ranks, well, maybe it's sitting right there on the first page of results, but nobody is actually clicking through to your site. Almost always, this indicates a mechanical failure in your meta title or your meta description. Your link is visible, but the copy is so generic or confusing that users are just scrolling right past it.
It's like having a massive billboard on a busy highway, but the font is completely unreadable.
That's a perfect analogy.
The traffic is there, but the conversion is absolute zero.
Exactly. You just need to tweak the headline to make it more compelling. And finally, view 4, which is arguably the most critical, which specific organic pages are actually generating leads?
The money view.
The money view. You take your Google Analytics conversion data and match it against your search data to see which pages actually make the phone ring or get the contact form filled out.
Because if a blog post gets 50,000 views but generates literally zero revenue, it's just a vanity metric draining your server resources.
Precisely. By using an LLM to generate just those 4 views every single week, you completely shift your relationship with SEO. It moves from being this nebulous chore like, oh, we need to publish more blogs this month, into a highly targeted demand generation engine. You know exactly what is working, what is failing, and where the actual revenue is coming from.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
It turns a highly technical workflow into a simple weekly operational habit. But, dashboards and data infrastructure only track the demand, right?
Right.
We still have to look at what actually creates that demand in this increasingly fragmented landscape.
Yes, the human element.
Exactly. So let's look at a real-world execution of these concepts. Upflip recently aired episode 269 featuring Daphne, the founder of Eggroll Company, which is also known as Everything Rolled Up.
Oh, this is a phenomenal case study.
It really is.
Because she didn't launch with some massive venture capital budget or a complex tech stack. She started with a unique product specialty, egg rolls, and systematically built massive localized demand before she ever tried to scale the physical operation.
And what's so fascinating is how she engineered her digital presence. Obviously, the food itself is highly visual, which plays perfectly into social media algorithms.
Visuals are huge for food.
Right. But she didn't just post pretty pictures and hope the algorithm would reward her. She actively engineered engagement loops, specifically mastering the comment to DM strategy.
And this is such a critical mechanic for a small business to understand. A lot of businesses post on social media and just leave a link in their bio, right? Which creates a massive point of friction. Users have to stop scrolling, leave their feed, go to a profile, find the link, click the link, and then navigate a website.
It's too many steps. People just won't do it. But the comment to DM loop bypasses all of that entirely.
Completely bypasses it.
Mechanically, using an API tool like ManyChat, you post a video and tell the audience, hey, comment the word Hungary below, and I will instantly DM you our secret menu and a booking link.
Right.
The user comments, the automation instantly triggers a direct message containing the link, and simultaneously, the business can capture the user's email or phone number in exchange for that menu.
Which loops perfectly back to our earlier discussion about the data fortress.
Yes.
She is taking rented attention from a social media algorithm, which she doesn't control, and instantly converting it into owned first-party data. She is bypassing the Google search layer entirely, pulling high-intent customers directly into a private one-on-one digital conversation where she controls the environment.
It is so incredibly smart. She is capturing intent right at the moment of peak interest, and she layered that mechanical strategy with an incredibly relatable, founder-led narrative.
That's the secret sauce right there.
She showed the behind-the-scenes struggles, the recipe testing, the human element of building the business. She didn't try to look like a faceless corporate conglomerate. She was just real.
Which is exactly why it worked so well. Creating massive demand today doesn't require over-engineered technology. It requires a compelling human narrative, undeniable visual proof, and a closed-loop system for capturing the audience's data so you can market to them on your own terms.
Let's pull all of this together. If you're listening to this right now, your playbook for navigating these tectonic shifts is pretty clear. First, you must clean up your digital storefront. Restructure your website's facts, pricing, and availability so an AI search agent can parse the data effortlessly. Make it a database.
Right. Second, you must establish strict, value-based guardrails on your automated ad budgets. Do not let an algorithm optimize for vanity clicks at the expense of your profit margin. Put a leash on the intern.
Third, acknowledge that the data landscape is fragmenting. Stop relying entirely on third-party tracking and start aggressively capturing your own first-party data. Get those emails, phone numbers, and offline purchase histories. Build the fortress.
Fourth, utilize LLMs to simplify your analytics. Run your raw search data through an AI to isolate what is gaining traction, what is dropping off, what needs a better headline, and what actually generates a lead. Keep it to those 4 views.
And finally, lean into founder-led growth. Build closed-loop engagement systems on social media that pull customers directly into your data fortress and wrap it all in an authentic, transparent story. Be like Daphne.
It leaves you with a really fascinating thought to ponder as we wrap up.
Oh, what's that?
Well, as these massive tech platforms spend literal billions of dollars trying to make their AI agents sound perfectly human, and as corporate websites become these completely sterile, artificially generated showrooms, the ultimate marketing advantage might actually become your imperfection. Yeah. In an ocean of flawless robotic efficiency, the unfakeable, slightly messy, genuinely human quirks of your small business might just be the one asset the algorithms can never actually replicate.
That is such a powerful perspective. That genuine human element is exactly what you need to stand out right now. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We challenge you to take just one small action today to tidy up your digital storefront and start fortifying your own data. Keep learning, keep building, and we will catch you on the next one.